somebody in the hallway needed it because the kid was hurt their leg. And so we was like gonna do a fake little wheelchair thing and just roll in the chair, and my chair broke then.
How to survive the classroom.
Hey, teacher besties. I am so excited to share with you that my book, They Never Taught Us That, is available for pre-order right now. It is everything in experience first-year teachers need to manage the chaos of the modern classroom, including some anecdotes to make you feel a little bit better, because if there is a way you can screw up, I have probably done it. It also has advice on how to build trust with families, how to manage grading and lesson plans and IEPs and everything in between that they never went over in your teacher prep program. They Never Taught Us That is available everywhere right now for pre-order. Hey, teacher besties. Welcome to How to Survive the Classroom. I am Andrea Forkham.
And I'm Gerry Patoka.
And Gerry, you just finished a comedy festival, didn't you?
I did. I was working with the Raleigh Comedy Festival that we had in Raleigh over the weekend.
Now, did you perform?
I did. So I hosted for Logan Gunselman and then performed on a showcase at a wine bar in downtown Raleigh. It was great. All the shows were fun, packed out. I think they said we had over 1,000 people over 3 days.
Nice. That's awesome. So I've never done a comedy competition or festival. Is it like you get awarded if you're the funniest, or is it a competition at all, or is it just like vibes?
So some do it differently. This one is not a contest. This one is we have headliners that perform at some of the different venues that the festival runs through, and some of the featured comics perform on the lineup with the headliners, or they have different festival showcases where it's just 6 to 8 different comics on the showcase. Some festivals, they do a contest. Some have a contest portion, others it's a showcase. It's really just a big networking thing.
I gotcha.
For comics from different scenes. Like we had people from DC, from New York, from Minneapolis. We had people from all over
Nice.
coming to do this festival. So
That's
it was
awesome.
a lot of fun. A lot of good networking. They had different industry seminars, like how to, kind of know when you're financially able to go full time. What different clubs and different bookers look for when they're doing booking. They had free headshots, things like that.
Oh, that's super cool. Now, did you run into any students, former students, parents, anything like that?
Not that I'm aware of. Not that I know of.
You're gonna find out in a couple days, probably have someone be like, "My mom saw you."
Right? No, I think I'm good. I think I dodged it. I hope I dodged it.
Okay, so I need to know if you've seen in the news that the First Lady came out with a robot and kind of pitched that teachers could potentially be I wouldn't say that she said, I don't think she directly said that robots need to replace teachers, but that's been very much the discussion. Have you seen any of this?
No, I haven't heard any of this. This is the
Are you
first time
kidding
hearing
me?
about it. No, I had no idea this was a thing.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so let me pull up a news article because I feel like I need to learn my lesson a little bit. But basically, Melania Trump came out and
Melania.
Yeah, that's her name. Melania? Is it? I don't know, man.
I think so.
I defer to you. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. But
They had a whole movie about her nobody saw.
Aw, R.I.P.
It'd be like that.
Yeah, it does. All right. With robot, here we go. Guys, this is on the ground reporting that we're getting here. Google. March 25th, First Lady Melania, I said it right that time, I think, Trump to introduce AI-powered humanoid robot. So it's like a creepy faceless robot. And introduced it at the White House, Fostering the Future Together Global Coalition Summit. So it says it's a robot that's designed for education, and it basically has AI-powered tutoring to aid children's education and support the future of technology. So not replacing necessarily teachers, but a lot of teachers unions and stuff like that immediately were like, no, we're not going down this road. My very first thought was the robot we talked about Philadelphia that got like beat to pieces and scrapped for parts. And I
Yeah.
have like that was my very first thought is like we can't even keep a Chromebook working in these classrooms, nor can we keep them charged. Do we legitimately think that students could basically be supervised by a computer program effectively and not like and taught effectively by a robot? What's your thoughts on that, Gerry?
We had kids, what was it they was sticking in the power outlets about a year ago?
Paper clips, right? Was it paper clips?
Or is it
They were sticking paper clips into
pencils?
their and like paper clips, I think, into the charging ports of their phones and making their phones blow up.
That's it. It was stuff like that. And what do they think's gonna happen to a robot teacher? Like, what are they gonna
They've
do when the battery runs out? I mean, we're humans and our batteries run out in the classrooms. What are they gonna do when the battery runs out on a robot teacher in the middle of
yeah.
class? No, those kids are gonna be in there trying to make it vape. Like, what are we doing?
No, literally, I when I saw that, I just was like, immediately, there is such a clear misunderstanding of a teacher's job if you think you can just put a human-shaped computer with an AI-powered like processor in it to do teaching. Like that is so stupid because it's like you guys don't actually understand that so much of our job is classroom management. And I would love to see a robot try and manage a
Now,
classroom.
to play devil's advocate,
I'm ready.
if that robot could shoot lasers out its eyes, them kids gonna pop in. They're like, all right, yeah, you know what? I think we're gonna listen to this one.
I mean, maybe not lasers, but maybe some like light electrical shock, perhaps. You know, like if
Oh,
someone
I
doesn't.
wasn't thinking about hitting them. I'm just thinking like if you like laser a hole through the desk or something, they'll be like, all right, yeah, you know what? I think I'm locked in now. Like I think if you had some laser eyes or something, you could
Mm.
just zap right next to them. Nah,
I think that's
scare
the
'em.
like the exact opposite of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, where like the base level is that they can't learn unless they feel safe. And you're saying, let's go the other way. Let's make sure they never feel safe. And so if they're in fight or flight the whole time, they're going to be locked in.
But they won't be in fire flight the whole time. They'll.
No?
I'm just saying it. I don't know what the disconnect here is, Andrew. I'm just saying if a robot had lasers and the kids knew that, they'd probably be like, all right, like we're not gonna just disrespect this laser-eyed robot.
I
Like
think that
I'm
that's a bold
like if I had a
statement.
robot and it had lasers inside, I'm gonna do whatever that robot says. I'm like, I ain't messing with I don't know what it does.
Yeah. I mean, I guess potentially if they thought it had some sort of great powers. I mean, I'm very polite to ChatGPT because I'm like, listen, when the robots come for us, I want them to be like, you know what, she was a little neurotic. She definitely doesn't know how to do her taxes, but she always said thanks. So, and I
Oh
know we're not
man.
supposed to do that. We're not supposed to say thank
Thank you,
you.
ChatGPT.
But listen, when the robot overlords come and you
If that's a real thing, I'm cooked because I've said some out of pocket stuff to my Alexa. I,
um
I've blessed that Alexa out.
so actually that makes me think of a movie I just recently saw, and it is kind of related to what we talked about with like very silly movies that you don't always appreciate appropriately. But there is a new movie called Facum.
Backham Hall.
Yes, Facum Hall. Have you seen it?
No, but
Ah,
I heard of it.
it's so silly, and I love it so much because it's got
Jimmy Carr's in it, right?
yes, one of my favorite comedians is in it. He plays a very small part in it, but it's so good and it's written so funny. And one of the like the people who work in the fancy manor house, his name is Siri, I think, and there then like he like kind of hovers on the corner of things and like, do you think he's always listening to us? It's very funny, but that made me think of it because I do not have a Siri or I don't have Siri enabled on my computer or on my phone, and I don't have like an Alexa or any of that kind of stuff because I think they are listening to me enough. I'm not trying to add more material for them to use to listen to me into my house.
What do you think's gonna happen?
I don't know, man. Like I just don't like the thought of it, you know? Like
You're a
I
chicken.
c- I
You're a wuss. What are you worried about? They
I
have
bet
bigger
you
problems.
I bet you accept all cookies too on every website you've ever been to, huh?
Nah, not every time because I think that's weird. I'm like, why I gotta do this every time? Like, and here's the thing. It says, do you give it permission to use like the unnecessary one? It's essentially saying like, hey, we're doing it either way. It's kind of like when you ever download an app on your phone and it says, do you give this app permission to track what you do so it can give ads more beneficial to you? I
Yeah.
always click no, but I know they're doing it anyways
But
because it's
here's the
like,
thing is it doesn't say no. It says ask app not to track. That's not the
exactly.
same thing as saying
Yeah,
no.
no,
That's saying
yeah.
please. Like it's absolutely unhinged. Okay. Going back to robot teacher scenario. Also playing a little bit of devil's advocate. What do you think a robot teacher could do well?
They ain't never gonna plop at their desk and be like, I'm too tired to get up and go roam the room. But I sit
Yeah.
at my desk sometimes, it's like, all right, whatever they was working on is what they're working on, 'cause I'm not getting back up until I got to.
Yeah. I mean, honestly
Um,
though, that I feel like the endless energy, I mean, hypothetically, I guess maybe they would run out of power, but I'm sure, I guess would charge overnight. I don't know.
yeah.
Like
Like, what happens if you forget to put your teacher on the charger
it
before you leave for the day?
just crashes out.
I think this is a bit.
You think it's a bit?
I think I'm the right bit about this. You want it? You wanna do
No,
something with
go
this?
for it. Go for
Yeah,
it.
this is a bit. Come see me do stand-up comedy and hear me talk about the robot teachers. I think this is, like, bringing me joy. I hope I get one as, like, a co-teacher.
Mm, yeah.
I bet you
But
they'd break up fights really well.
would they though? Or would kids
If
start
I'm a
fights?
kid and I'm fighting and a robot comes and puts his hand on my chest, I'm like, "You got it, big dog. I'm done."
I'm trying to think if there's anything else an AI robot could potentially do. I feel like here's the thing. I feel like I would love to have an AI robot handle difficult parent interactions because it would be like from the parent side, it would be like on a phone tree when you're trying to get to a representative or something and you're like representative,
Oh,
like you
yeah.
suck and it's just like we're sorry. We can't understand you. But it would be like that on a repeat and they would tire themselves out by the time they got to like a real person or they'd be like really crashing out by the time they got to a real person. But that would be great. I feel like
I'm
that would
thinking
be
grades.
yeah. Yeah. I mean cuz
Grades would be sick.
AI can already kind of grade essays from what I'm hearing from some of my friends. Of course, most of those essays are also written by AI, so I feel like we're all just kind of walking in circles with that one. But
Sure.
what are you going to do? I mean, do you use AI to grade?
No,
I am trying to think of a time I've
I
actually
think
used
that's
that.
harder. I think to tell the AI what it is I'm looking for
Yeah.
and then double check it, I think that takes more time. I
Yeah.
mean, most of the time, like, I'm not like, my assignments aren't like they're not like essays or things like that. I can do it pretty quick. My biggest grading holdup is just sitting down to grade and making myself doing it, and because time gets away from me so fast, I'm so bad at it. I'm like, "Oh, crap, it's been a minute, I need to grade these things."
Yeah.
But once I'm doing it, it's like, yeah, it only takes me a few seconds. I know what I'm looking for
Yeah.
and we're good. I can move on. I think trying to train AI to grade for me would just take more time. Now, AI may or may not assist me in coming up with set assignments.
Correct. As
AI
it
may
should.
work with me.
Yes. But I have friends who like they just put the rubric in for an essay or writing prompt and then it'll spit out what the AI thinks and then they'll have like a couple of responses and then they'll edit them a little bit and give that back, which I think can be really helpful, especially like at a school like where I last taught where I had 200 students I saw a day. If I'm trying to give writing, I mean even that plugging in like going through the effort, copying and pasting that into an AI thing, getting the feedback, doing all that, you're talking 2 minutes a student. So if you just spent 2 minutes a student providing feedback on something, then you're talking 400 minutes just for one assignment, which is one of those things that I feel like a lot of people
That's
don't
like
don't even fathom the amount of time it would take if you wanted to provide actual feedback for every single thing you do for every single student. It's insane.
that's like 7 hours.
I know. It's a lot.
I mean,
It's a
you
lot.
know what? Maybe we should let robots take this one.
On second thought,
Maybe, you know what? Yeah, we'll show them, you robots. You
yeah,
thought you had it on locks? No,
have
no, you
fun.
what? No, you see what you have to do when someone says such and such left their underwear in your class. You see how a robot handles that.
I actually would love to see how a robot handled that. Maybe that should be a segment is like, we'll give a scenario to ChatGPT and be like, hey, chat, if you were in a robot teacher body, how would you handle this situation?
I
And
mean,
just
these
make it more and
kids,
more chaotic.
that'd be funny. Let's put stuff into the chat and say, "Hey, Chat GPT, how would you handle this?" These kids are going to try and vape out of the robot.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So if you were a robot teacher in a classroom in America and
Come on the podcast.
a student and a
You wouldn't interview
student,
AI robot?
I know I'm asking AI, I'm asking ChatGPT right now. This is
Oh, okay.
happening. And a student punched another student and flipped a desk. What would you do? Very okay. Aw, I would follow both school safety protocols and legal ethical guidelines, ensure immediate safety. I would verbally intervene, stop. That behavior is unsafe. Position myself at a safe distance, not physically restraining unless explicitly trained or allowed. Using a clear, firm tone to de escalate, call for support, separate, and stabilize. What are they going to do? They're going to put hands on a kid? Direct the other students, everyone move to the hallway now. Keep the aggressive student in a monitored but non-confrontational space. De-escalate the aggressor using short, neutral phrases. I'm here to help. Take a breath. We can figure this out. This is creeping me out so much. Document everything. Record the time, actions, statements, witnesses, and then like aftercare. Check on the student who was hurt. Reset the classroom environment. Facilitate a restorative conversation. Can you imagine a restorative circle with a freaking robot?
This is
Insane.
just public relations.
Yeah.
This is what it has to say.
Ugh.
What was the thing he said would say if when the fight started? Stop. The behavior you're doing is unsafe.
Stop. That behavior is unsafe. As they flip a desk and punch someone.
Yeah, what like I feel like then they would both turn and face me and beat me up for saying something corny like that.
Yeah,
No.
100%. So, I mean, there we go. Now we at least know how if chat was in there, would handle hypothetically the situation. I want to know how they're going to physically restrain somebody. I would love to know. Tasers, lasers.
They're robots. They're probably going to pick them up and hold them there.
I mean, probably. Yeah, I feel like I need to go rewatch iRobot. But on that note, we are going to take a quick break. And when we get back, we have some fan questions. So we will be right back. Have you ever wondered what I would say if my mother and my administrators weren't watching every single thing I do on social media? Well, that's exactly what my stand-up show is. And I'm going to be coming to a town near you super soon. You can get tickets at educatorandrea.com/tickets. All right, teacher besties, welcome back. So in the questions, we got the question of if you could have one thing that would instantly make teaching better, what would you choose?
A raise.
But honestly, like we say it often, and so I feel like people think that we're just kidding. But there are I can't remember the statistics, but there's a crazy high percentage of teachers that work other jobs just to afford life. And if they actually got paid a livable wage, they wouldn't have to do that. And I agree. I think that, and aside from that, the class size issue. I work in a district right now where the class sizes are much smaller. I mean, we have some of the classes, they're between like 14 and 25 in most of the classrooms I'm in right now. And the teachers in that district, a lot of them have been there for 20 years. And I don't think that's a coincidence versus the district that I was at before, where you may have one or two teachers that have been there for that long, but most of them burn out very quickly just because you simply cannot survive teaching 200 students a day and giving all that feedback. It's just, it's too much. So yeah, money and small class sizes, I feel like is the way.
Maybe like cooler stuff.
What kind of cooler stuff?
Like, let me get an iPad.
You don't have iPads?
No.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you were in that scenario. I will say I got an iPad at the big school with the very large class sizes.
But like a good iPad.
I mean, it was at the time. It was like we got COVID money. So it was like pandemic money. And so they had a little extra. And so they got all the teachers' iPads. But I didn't actually use it ever. Like there was never really a reason
But see,
to
I'd
use
take it home and watch Netflix on it.
I don't think that's what you're supposed to use it for.
Or like read Kindle. I've been reading comic books on my iPad, and it's just an old iPad.
Interesting.
I just think it'd be cool if they gave me an iPad, a little Apple Pencil, so I could draw on my iPad. Or like shoes. Give me new walking shoes since y'all want me walking around the classroom so much. Give me some walking shoe money.
Just give me shoes. Give
me better stuff. Yes. Give me a stipend for stuff.
Stipend for stuff, smaller class sizes, and money. I think that's fair. I think that's totally fair.
And maybe like cater lunch a couple times a week.
That would be good. So Steven actually worked at Qualcomm, which is a communications company. And it was like right after he got out of the Marine Corps. And they had catered lunches every single day. And they had a massage therapist that would come around and give you like massages while you sat in your office chair. They had an ergonomics person who would come over and make sure your actual office chair was correct. It was crazy.
I was about to ask what ergonomics was, but I used context clues.
Look at you. So proud of you.
They have a massage person. Add that to the list.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be amazing.
A new chair would be nice. Like if they would redo the chairs every so often. Because my good chair broke. And not because I leaned back. I didn't lean back and break. I could lean back in that chair and just do like my feet and hands and legs in the air. And it was good. It broke because I picked it up to lift it over my desk. Somebody in the hallway needed it because the kid was hurt their leg. And so we was like going to do a fake little wheelchair thing and just roll in the chair. And my chair broke then.
Brutal.
Now I don't have a good chair anymore.
I've not had a chair break on me, but I have had a situation where my leg was tucked under me and I tried to stand up really quickly right after getting the attention of the class and my leg got caught and I absolutely fell. Like I was like, oh, let me just, and I like collapsed over. It was so embarrassing because I had just gotten the attention of the entire class and they all saw me just eat it on the ground.
I never fell. I've sat down before, like just in the middle of the floor.
Why?
Just climb over it. Anytime like they start asking me too many questions, I lean up against the wall and I slide down, sit on the floor until they get quiet.
Just crash out.
Yeah. I've left the room before and just been like, I'll be back when you're all done talking.
I've done that. I have gotten so overwhelmed, I've straight up walked out and just stood in the hallway for a second and had to take a couple big breaths because I was like, I cannot. Okay. So I have a hill I'm going to die on this time. I don't know if you have one today, but
I don't. I don't feel strongly.
Okay. And this is partially because the state of Indiana just came out with this policy that if you have your bachelor's degree in any subject, you only need to take 9 credits in order to become a fully licensed teacher. That is 3 classes. And obviously, I feel some type of way about that. That's insane. But the hill I'm going to die on today is that subject matter expertise is not teaching expertise. It's not the same thing.
No.
And we are doing a massive disservice to students in like K-12 systems and in college systems by pretending that being a master of your subject or having subject matter knowledge means that you know how to communicate it to another person. It does not. Because it's got me all kinds of heated right now because they're basically like, hey, you got a degree in, I don't know, biology, and now you want to teach. Okay, great. You can start teaching tomorrow, and then you take these 3 classes, and then you're good. And like I am the person who's going to be teaching these 3 classes, and I'm already stressed for my students because they're being set up for failure so bad.
That goes back to the AI teacher thing. It's like, yeah, AI can probably teach me some stuff about like U.S. history or whatnot. But what you gonna do when a kid starts crawling under desks and biting people on their calf muscle? How are you gonna handle that, big dog?
Exactly.
Exactly. I don't care if you know what the mitochondria is. What you gonna do when a kid picks a pea corner and just pisses in your room every day? Like, what you gonna do about that?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, what you
Because
gonna do about that, Inspector Gadget?
yeah, well,
What you
and like
got?
whether it's a robot or someone who's never actually been trained or prepared in any way to handle these kind of behaviors.
Oh, I got a question.
Oh gosh.
Would you rather have a teacher who just knows totally untrained or the robot thing? Which one would you try for a day? Somebody has no idea what they're doing, but they can't just get busy work. They have to teach the class or the robot thing.
Okay. I would I feel like it would depend a lot on what the class was like what the students were like, because there are some classes, like if it's an AP language class, robot. The robot's going to crush it. That's going to be fine because, or by the way, I feel like university professors could be replaced by robots a lot quicker than like a K-12 instructor. Because if
True.
you are like, you're paying to be there. So if you don't want to learn, then that's
You know what?
like, you don't have to. You don't have to be there. You're paying to be here. So learn or don't. Like you're going to have motivated learners in a college system versus K-12 where you're legally, like kids are required to be there. So I feel like if I'm talking my classes right now, put the robot in. Like go robot go. But if
Gang
it's like a
gang.
K-12 class of any kind, I would say a human, as long as that human didn't have a criminal record. Like think about your classes right now that you're teaching. Robot or untested random person off the street.
Yeah, I feel like you putting a person off the street in there that's not me, that they gonna try something regardless if that person knows what they doing or not. I'd rather just see what happens with the robot and let that robot have a chance at things. Like, hey man, see if that robot can come up with something I can't come up with. See if that robot knows how to clap once. Like, you know?
So it's like also your intellectual curiosity of what would happen to the robot.
Yeah, kind of. Like I have a
Fair.
pretty good grip on what's gonna happen to the adults. I kind of want to see what happens with the robot. We ain't tried that one yet. We ain't tested that hypothesis.
Wow. I love that.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay. Do you have any shows coming up in like late April? Because this actually this airs on 420, my friend. Not that we would ever celebrate something like that, but it is April 20th when this episode is
Comes out
airing.
April
So
20th.
yes, sir.
So that means tomorrow. So I'm at a year-round school. Every 9 weeks we get 3 off. This comes out by the date this comes out, the next day is my first day with students in April.
Oh my gosh.
I've
That's
been off.
exciting.
I'm off for a minute, and
Wow.
then Thursday, Friday, I will be in Columbus, Ohio, opening for Joe Dombrowski. I think only tickets for the late show Friday, which is 9:15, 9:30. Those are the only ones available. Thursday, one show sold out. Friday, early show sold out. Get tickets to the Thursday late show because if it's not sold out by the time this airs, it will be sold out.
Yeah, for sure. Amazing. That's going to be super fun. You said it's in Columbus?
Columbus, Ohio at the Funny Bone.
Oh, I love it. It's a good club. I am going to be at the very end of the month in Kansas City and Nixa, Missouri. So check those tickets out. It's going to be super, super fun. And guys, my book comes out on Cinco de Mayo on May 5th. I am so excited. It is something I've been working on for years and years and years and years. And so I'm very, very excited that it is finally happening. It's called They Never Taught Us That. So if you have not yet ordered your copy, please do. And also, if you are local to the Midwest and you need professional development points for this summer, I'm also going to be hosting a conference. And it is going to be the Teacher Talk Sycamore Summit. And you can go to my website, educatorandrea.com, to see some details about that. It's going to be very fun. We're going to do mimosas in the morning, and we're going to have like continuing education credits that are offered. So imagine that. Imagine like being at professional development, hanging out with me and other cool people, and also getting drinks. So
I might pull up for the mimosas.
You should. It's gonna be a good time.
I'm pull up with you and a bunch of Midwest teachers.
It's gonna be so great. Yeah. So check that out. Like I said, it's on educatorandrea.com. And if you guys have thoughts about what we talked about today, you can contact us, Andrea at human-content.com, or you can contact me at educatorandrea. And you can contact the whole Human Content Podcast family on Instagram and TikTok at Human Content Pods. And thank you so much to those of you guys who have left comments and shared the pod and given great feedback. We really appreciate it. And if you haven't done that yet, you need to hop on that. Get it done. And if you want to check out the full video episodes, they are up every week on YouTube at Educator Andrea. Thank you so much for listening. I am your host, Andrea Forcum.
I'm Jerry Patoka.
And our executive producers are Andrea Forcum, Aaron Corney, Rob Goldman, and Shanti Brooke. Our editor is Andrew Sims. Our engineer is Jason Pertizo. Our music is by Omer Benzvi. And to learn more about How to Survive the Classroom's program disclaimer and ethics policy and submission, verification, and licensing terms, you can go to podcasterandrea.com. How to Survive the Classroom is a human content production.
How to survive the classroom.
Thank you so much for watching. Want more of How to Survive the Classroom? You can watch more episodes right now. Just click on that little box over there. You see it? And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Okay, bye.